fitness with you and just waiting for the technology to catch up.
There we go.
Perfect.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm happy to see your face.
Good. Happy to see yours too. I just made my weekly trip to the store. It's
Okay,
craziness.
so you made it. That's
Yeah, I made
awesome.
it.
Oh my gosh. You're
Oh,
so brave still going out. I like just
we
it's
try. We,
exhausting.
yeah, it is. It totally is. Every single procedure, and then you're constantly thinking like, "What? Wait, did I touch this? Am I supposed to do this?"
I know exactly. And I don't know if you saw, but I don't know if it's for all of LA, but for Beverly Hills as of 6 p.m. tonight, you're required to cover your face when you go out in public, even to essential
Yeah.
businesses. Like if you go to the grocery store, if you come to my office, like wherever you go, even if you're
Mhm.
walking in the neighborhood, face covered. So, you know,
Yeah.
trying to make moves so we're not in this position forever. But
I know.
yeah,
Well, I have a
we'll
I have a
see.
question for you. How does that go with needling and everything else? So you've got to wear a mask, and I guess you're never really
Yeah.
putting anyone near their mouth anyway, right? And that's been fine.
Oh, no, I am, but just not lately. So I'm not doing any cosmetic acupuncture right now, because it's not, it's not essential.
Yeah.
But I'm still treating. It's just a lot of additional procedures that need to happen for that to be safe for my patient and for me. So, normally in between patients, I'm changing the bedding. I'm like constantly washing my hands, and making sure everything's clean. But now between patients, it's like thoroughly disinfecting all surfaces,
Spray it
anything
down.
someone could have touched, the doorknobs, all of that, and still wearing mask and gloves. So had to change scheduling a little bit to accommodate for that as well. Like I can't have people back to back, and I don't want people waiting in the waiting room either. I want to be able to take them as soon as they get there. So,
Sure.
you know, it's a change for everybody, whatever we're doing. And then been doing a lot of like virtual consults and telemedicine. So um, I don't know if you've seen this difference, but I think this week has been a huge transition for people. I think initially people were thinking, oh, it's going to be a couple weeks and I'll get back, to my normal life. And this week I've seen a lot of people who we're like, oh, wait a second, we have to develop a new level of normal now, and
Yeah.
I can't just act like it's a long weekend. I have to start making adjustments. So I had a lot of patients who, I was still in contact with my patients, but now people who are like, okay, you know what, I will try that telemedicine and I'll try the
Yeah.
virtual acupressure and we'll do some herbs and let's
Because it's
review my
gonna
blood
be a
work.
while.
Yeah, because it's not just going to be a couple weeks. So
Right.
that's kind of how I'm adjusting. How are you doing? Are you like in LA? I felt like you were gone or something for a while. Are
Yeah.
you still gone?
Yeah, I'm still gone, but I'm in a new spot. I knew that we were going to be on lockdown long before we were on lockdown, and so I was like, you know what? There's no reason for me to be here. I'm out. I'm going to my mom's. So I went up to Santa
Yeah.
Barbara. She's got an amazing home up there, so I stayed with her for a while, and then uh, Nikki and I were going a little crazy, decided to come back. It's hard. It's hard to be with your mother when you're, almost 30 years old. And I love her, but we, yeah, anyway, long-winded answer. We've been all around. So now we're staying at a family friend's home down in the San Diego area. And
Okay.
the long of the short is, or the short of the long is essentially that we're in a beautiful home rather than our small Los Angeles apartment, and we feel a little bit safer down here because we're in a suburb area, and it's, I just went to the store. It wasn't very crowded. I wasn't near people at all, so
Okay.
it's
So it's not
even
like here where there's a line at Whole Foods to
no,
even get in there.
no,
Okay.
in and out. I'm sitting in the lot now, and it's just like there are people, right? There are people out, but it's
Right.
very smooth sailing in and out. It just feels so much better. It's so much less overwhelming, and I have some space to create, and that's why I got this whole in-house program going on, which has been a blessing.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for cycle two. And I'm gonna save this video on my stories for the next 24 hours. So I want to give a little background information.
Yeah,
Um, you developed this program like just in the nick of time. I almost
yeah.
felt like you knew, oh, this is gonna be longer than 2 weeks.
Oh,
Because
I'm
I
so
know when you initially talked to me about it, I was like, well, things are only closed for 2 weeks. But I'm like, yeah, I'll sign on for a 3 week program. I could use some extra fitness in my life. And I feel like it worked out so well. So can you give like a little recap of like your thinking with the first cycle and
yeah.
then how you're going to do the next cycle? And I'll weigh in on how much I loved the first one. So
Thank you. Yeah, no, I just know that people need a fitness outlet, and if you're not a part of a big community gym, um, like a group fitness gym that is continuing to provide some sort of outlet for fitness, although they're closed, you don't have options other than free workouts randomly here and there online, which there are a million of them, but
right.
it's nowhere near a program, a plan, something that is developed to progress you through some series. So, all of my favorite things, personal training and group fitness combined in one, I figure I not only can I do all that, I need to do all that. I need to provide some safe space for people to do these things and to continue with their health and fitness. And I know for myself, it sucks to be like, what am I going to do? Body weight. Okay, I'll do 100 push-ups again. Like, no, that's horrible. And so it's a fun way to get creative with just body weight movements. I'm starting to use bands and bells and whatever equipment people have, but it's essentially still just focused around the body weight demand, because I don't want you to feel like, I gotta go buy bands or I gotta wait 3 weeks because Rogue is on back order a month.
We've been trying to get a rower.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that would
Yeah,
be
month
amazing.
back order. So
Concept two, they should just jack the
yep,
prices up.
I know. And then have that's what everybody else is doing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I know I was saying minibands in cycle two of in-house, and current, usually you can buy minibands for $8 and it's a solid pack of like 5 bands. Now it's like 18.99.
No,
Suck up.
it's so crazy. Everything's been jacked up. We bought kettlebells right at the beginning of this,
Smart.
and I had found some on eBay. And so like Derek bought one from Rogue and it was like very clear, this is what the price is, this is how long it's gonna take to you. And then I was like, oh, let me get these two cheaper ones on eBay. And one got lost in the mail.
Oh
And then the price was like jacked up, and the company was nice enough to send me a replacement at the original price. But I
yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, when I bought it, it was like $65, and now it's 100.
Oh man. Yeah, it goes up. It goes up high.
It's all going up. So I appreciate that you've done the body weight. I am not, and I will say this, like I am not a fan of body weight. Like I love lifting heavy.
For sure.
And so I went into this like very immediate panic and depression when it came to fitness. And this all was going down. I was like, what am I going to do? Because they closed the gyms first.
Yeah.
And I will admit, I was one of those people who was going up to the gym like until the last day. Like I was like, look, I'm really healthy. I'm doing the best I can. I wipe everything down. But I was really afraid to go into just body weight. And yeah, like you said, it's like, okay, am I going to do like air squats and push-ups and what else? Oh, a lunge, so I've really
Good one. So much more to
appreciated
do.
I've appreciated that. I mean, not only did you structure it so there's workouts 5 days a week that, for 3 weeks in a row that are progressive, and you get familiar with, movements you've done before and then newer movements. And then there was absolutely a progression with that. And there were always options for people who were like, I've never done this before. I want to stay at body weight. Or I would be like, oh, I have a kettlebell for this, so let me bring in a kettlebell.
Yeah.
It was just really nice to know that like, okay, every single day there's going to be something there. And there were days where I think I missed one of the 15 workouts. And I did most of them recorded, and even that was good. And it was like my little, I'll take Kayla's quote, movement snacks. So some of
Nice.
them, like I split up. So I'd be sitting at the computer all day because I wasn't treating every single day. And it was awesome to be like, all right, I'm going to get up from the computer and I'm going to do parts A and B of this workout. And then later I'm going to
Perfect.
do part C.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the
And I'm
movement
just
snack
like,
idea.
Oh, it's been so good. So I so appreciate you doing that. And I'm so thankful that you're going to do another cycle.
Yeah, of
So
course.
what's like the deal with cycle two? Is it any different? I know you said you want to incorporate bands. Is there still going to be the strictly body weight option? Like what have you
Yeah.
learned from the first one and changed from the second?
For sure, yeah. So bands, bells, any equipment will be incorporated if you have it. The beautiful thing about two is that the majority of one is continuing, and I know the majority now. So even before the workout starts, people know I've spoken to them, individually and said, "Hey, tomorrow use your thing, whatever else." So yes, incorporating external loads some way, shape, or form will be a part of too, but primarily body weight again, because I don't want anyone to feel like they can't get the full benefit of this program without their fitness accoutrements. So that will be
Yeah.
in cycle two. It's the same deal as before. I think we just need like four more people, and we're set for this $500 prize. So
Awesome.
registration closing it tomorrow night so I can get everyone their welcome stuff. And then in cycle two with the welcome, I just want to teach people a little bit more about the general, but also specialized nutritional piece of, health and fitness. So a kind of a peek into macros and calculating calorie intake for yourself. I was on the phone with some girl earlier today and she's like, well, I want like a specialized nutrition plan. I was like, well, you're paying me $100 for 3 weeks. No.
That's okay. You can send her to me and
Oh,
she can pay
totally.
a doctor's rate for a
And
specialized nutrition
I
plan.
totally will. I totally will. But, a lot of people think that it's just so much more complicated. And granted, when it gets complicated, it's send them to Nell, right? It's like there is so much more to this nutrition conversation, but when it's an aesthetically biased, I just want to lose some fat, it's very simple, right? We're just respecting thermodynamics. You got to eat less and move more. And it is that simple, but I'll make it more specific so that it's a tangible, understood. What is the amount, right? What is the level of output? What is the level of input? So that will be explained in the beginning of this next cycle. And, like you said, cycle two, it's not just cycle two. We're going to go until we can't go anymore. And even if quarantine lets up, I'm still going to offer this in-house program because I think it's valuable to people who, there are people in there who don't go to the gym, period, and have just decided, I have all this free time. Why not commit to my health? Why not commit to myself? And those are exactly the people that I'd like to help because I love, showing you that it's accessible and someone who's not just a meathead can help you.
Yeah, I think that's actually like your target market because the workouts that you've done, like it's been so scalable.
Right.
It's like for me, like I love working out really hard. I've gotten something out of it. A friend of mine did it, and she's like, I like barely move,
Yeah.
and she was able to get something out of it. So, I think with everyone being, staying at home, it is an opportunity to figure out like what of value am I filling my time with and how am I taking care of myself at this
Right.
time. So um I love the idea of people who, may have not really been going to the gym every day, like diving into a program like this because also appreciate like that, you do like stay within your scope when it comes to nutrition. Like,
Right.
but you have like the house points and ways that you can make very simple changes very tangible and easy for people. So there's some semblance of structure. And then if you want to get fancy with it, or if you have an underlying condition, or if you are having, an inability to lose weight doing all the right things, like that's when you can go to something outside or you can come to me. But I love like the simplicity of it. And also I love your pop-up challenges. So you're
Yeah.
going to continue those, right?
100%. Those are largely how I'm determining who's winning this because I've got 4 or 5 people who have shown up to every single workout, be it on the recording or live, and have also done all of these extra challenges that I've given them. So today I just busted out a couple more and was like, here, you
I know
can't
I saw
handle all
that and I was
this.
like, didn't we just get one? Like,
It's literally just because I spoke to them this morning, was like, guys, somebody's got to take the lead here and win their $500 because I'm paying you tomorrow. and
Yeah,
there's a four-way tie right now. So yeah,
I know. I
that's
gotta get
also
into
just
the.
to. Oh, sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I say I got to get into that competition part of it. Normally, you know me, I'm such a competitive person.
Yeah,
Like I was even scoping out because I've done the recorded most times. I would scope out like, oh, what were people's times?
times.
Like, oh, I beat all these people. Like,
Yeah,
so, but I
totally.
want to get more into like making sure I'm doing the pop-up challenges too because once I missed one workout, I was like, oh, I'm not going to win the prize. So like I
No,
might as
no,
well
no, no.
not. So I'm like, no, I got to do all the pop-up challenges this time and like make
Yeah,
sure I'm really on it because everyone could use that $500 right now.
totally. I totally understand that. And it's funny. On that note, I'm still playing with the idea of, so like, we just got word that we're going to be in this for a little bit longer and whatever else. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to stress anyone out, or freak anyone out, but I'm okay with that. And I understand, like, if that is it, then I'll continue to do this thing. And I'm toying with just pricing point because to me, the $100 for this 3-week program for what I offer and for my typical rate, it's a steal, right? I mean, it is
It's,
absolutely a steal. But people are telling me like, oh my God, I'm just like can't part ways with $100 right now. It's so stressful. And I get it. Money's different for everyone. I'm also kind of just like, okay, then like this isn't for you because this is so much more value than $100. And I'm not
yeah,
just trying to pump it up. It's just I feel proud of what I'm offering because I'm trying to give back.
yeah,
So anyway, to make a long story short and to try to come back on that thought, on the next cycle, I'm toying with the idea of drastically lowering the price and seeing if we can just up the
amount of people.
participation, right? Yeah, because I mean, if we can get triple the amount of people that are in this, then I will third the cost
Yeah. Well,
and
are you
have no
still,
problem with
you're
that.
still doing the situation where like, okay, so if you pay your amount and then you refer somebody, you get $20 back. I think
Yeah,
that's an incredible incentive. Like even
totally.
setting that up during this next cycle for okay, like we're talking about doing this a third time. So you guys like start talking to your people because you could have your 4 people set up to
For
get,
sure.
a significant amount of your money back. Because yeah, I understand it. It is different. It's like different with what I'm offering too. Like things have changed and we're all trying to be respectful of everyone's
Yeah.
situation. But I know your normal rate and I know what you normally charge. So it is a steal. And I think there's some confusion out there that might be clouding people's judgment if they don't
For
know
sure.
you because everyone's putting out virtual workouts right now. So many
Yeah.
people are trying to jump into the virtual space who have not been there before and like still want to charge their like same rate and like it's just it like you have to adapt and you have to change and that's just where we're at and I feel
Yeah.
like you've done that and just like speaking as someone who's trained with you privately, who's done group classes with you, who's done small group with you, and now like virtually, I think it's incredible what you're offering. So I get that like um, we have to like consider all factors, but yeah, it would be amazing to have more people doing it. And then, you could have that freedom. I just think for $100 for 3 weeks with everything like you're there you're every day you're present and sending out like constant reminders for
I know.
things
I
like
know. I
value
almost feel like I'm just
every single
bombarding people
day.
with it.
Hey, people can always unsubscribe but
Totally.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the pop-up challenges and the value that you're bringing and how you've adapted at this time so like
Thanks.
thank you
Yeah,
and
for sure. Thank you for being a part of it. I appreciate that a lot.
how do people register before the registration deadline tomorrow night?
So I just have a link in my bio currently. You just fill it out,
Okay,
takes 2 seconds, and then I have people just go straight to Venmo, keep it simple.
cool. I have your handle pinned here, so you guys can go right
Thanks.
there. Gunther
And
Klaus.
yeah,
And
what
yeah,
you said about the $20, it's not just for people, that are in this. If somebody is like, this isn't for me, but maybe my brother or sister or some of my friends are into this, send them my way. And if they join up and they sign up, I'll happily send anyone $20, and that's for every single person. You could
that's
literally be an employee of mine by referring me tons of people, and I'll just pay you $20 for every single person. that comes
Derek,
into
you
this
should do
thing.
that.
I need a job.
Get me some
You
friends,
have.
Derek.
What do you say?
What'd you say?
I said, get me some friends.
I don't.
Yeah, you haven't seen all of his workouts. It's always like, "Hey, friends." Like, what's going on, friends? I
They're
love
my
it.
friends.
Yeah.
Most of them. Most of them.
Yeah. All right. Well, I have signed up. I'm excited to see you Monday. I hope other people sign up too.
Yeah,
Because we need a few more people for that $500 prize
for
that
sure.
I'm going to
Can
be
you
gunning
make
for
it
this
live?
time.
Can you
So,
make it
yeah.
live if I switch it to noon as well?
I would love if you made
I
it noon.
I think I'm gonna go back and forth.
Oh my gosh, if you had noon, I would be
All right,
live most of
cool.
the time.
Great. I'll go back and forth because I want to get some other faces in there, not just the 8 a.m. Not that I don't, I love my 8 a.m.s, but
Yeah.
I think it'd be nice to offer some lives for some of the people who just could never make those 8s.
Yeah, I could do like 3 to 4 days a week at noon. I'd be so happy. So
Amazing. We'll do it. We'll flip it around.
awesome. All right. Well, Gunther, thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you.
the time,
Yeah, of
and we
course.
will talk soon.
All right.
All right.
Have a good evening. See you soon.
You too. Bye.
Bye.